Okay, yeah, let's definitely talk about some kind of weekly payments or
Yeah,
something because you work pretty consistently, and I think that you can push out work nicely that way. Uh, the
thanks a
only
lot.
thing,
And like I actually like even now I'm active on Fiverr and active with my current job and stuff. So if we could come to an arrangement, some arrangement like that, it could be like beneficial. I could solely focus on TAPP Airsoft, and that way work will be fast and more consistent, and everything good like that.
okay,
So, so whenever you're comfortable with that, if you don't want to have that discussion right now, we can
uh,
have it like
yeah,
any other time.
yeah,
Like you can consult with your teammates and
yeah, yeah,
you
and
know
and
the
then I think
organization.
it would be good for you to meet everybody too, so you can be part of the business, more involved. Um,
Yeah, we
and
can hop
then
on video calls frequently, and I can be available like, at my desk.
yeah,
Right when you wake up and
yeah,
whenever we
and
end our
and I'm
session.
going to have to go through the numbers to see what we can promise you, basically. Like we can
Sure,
guarantee this
sure,
much. That way, I know
sure.
that I'm not going to be all of a sudden, because that is a nice thing to have, but I also don't want it to be like, oh, I don't have any work for you, you know.
Okay,
But
okay,
I'm
yes,
pretty
yes.
sure I will. I'm going to try to keep you busy if we did something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that has a lot of advantages. And right now, even like if we see per project basis, they cost a lot,
Hmm.
and that way we can like for longer. I'll have the security of being involved longer, and
Yes.
uh, you will have the convenience of not having to pay this much. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes, and I agree, and I think it's a really good idea. I'm going to definitely talk
yeah,
with my brother
yes,
about it. Okay, so
great,
let's go through. How about I'm just going to model this and I'm going to talk about it while I turn it into an adapter.
great,
Um,
sounds great.
and by the way, do you have Fusion or do you use SolidWorks mainly?
I do use mainly SolidWorks, but I've been tinkering with Fusion when I started working with you. But
Okay.
due to my thesis, I haven't uh, had the chance to
Yeah.
properly learn Fusion
Well,
yet. But I'm thinking of learning it.
yeah, maybe down the line, like
Yeah,
if we did this business venture, then we could cover like a license so that you could use Fusion and then just join our we have an account that we work with a couple
that w-
guys
that
and
will be great though.
yeah.
Like having licensing in my country, it's fairly difficult, and like we have to go through a number of different vendors to get a license. So I
Oh.
can work with the like hobby license, but I don't think it will be powerful enough. What do you think? Is it like powerful enough for our
Um,
line of work?
for what you and I will be doing, I think so. We'll have to try it
Okay,
and see, and then you just have to let me
okay,
know if like certain features that I'm talking about just aren't available down the line,
okay,
but we can figure that out later.
okay,
So
sure.
first thing that I start with is we just have a body, and then I
Hmm.
like to label these, um, and I'm
I think
exporting these, so I use a tool where or I format the names so that when they go into the printer, they're easy to read
mhm.
because I don't get a lot of
Okay, I see.
space. So I would do
Okay,
usually the brand and then the mag
okay,
and then what type of adapter I'm making. So I'm going to make our version, which is called a modular adapter. So I'm going to name that
okay,
MA. And then
okay,
you already made these single stack, I believe. So I'm just going to name these ASG Shadow Philo. Okay, so there's two main aspects to an adapter, and that's going to be feeding air and feeding BBs.
okay, okay.
So we'll start with feeding air.
Hmm.
This is the modular base comes from this piece here,
Okay,
and which we don't actually, I should have not started with that. Let me go and chop this model in half.
okay.
And now this is the valve template. I think we talked about that at one point.
Yes, yes,
And
you modeled it already.
yep, I'm constantly updating these things as I realize stuff with like the printer needs to change and stuff. So
Okay,
it would be nice
it's an
to,
evolutionary process.
yeah,
Yeah.
to go back through these models and update it so that, because some of them
Uh,
are still using the old basis.
okay, okay. That sounds like my kind of work too.
Yes, it does indeed.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so all that I'm doing here is I'm just inserting that template, and then I'm going to,
Okay.
and you probably actually, I don't know, did you take classes on uh, like how to model and stuff,
Uh,
or are you
Not really.
self-taught?
I like, yeah, we did have classes, but like our versions of software were fairly old, and
Oh,
like we
okay.
used to learn like Pro Engineer 5.0, which is like a 2 decades old software. So yeah, so I learned the SolidWorks and everything else on my own.
Okay.
But that's why I'm confident I can learn any software pretty much if I put
Yeah.
my mind to it.
Yeah, and I believe you
So
can
yeah,
too. Yeah, and they're
yeah,
also all fairly simple. So
yeah, I know.
I'm just
Once
moving
you know one,
this.
you're like matching these. So okay, great.
Yep, I'm yep matching the
Assembly.
angle, and then I
Okay,
can
great.
see that inside it's pretty much inside all the cuts. So then I can cut this out
Okay,
without much issue and get rid of that little thing. So
okay,
there's that template, and then this square here is my output tab, and this is the output tab that you created. So I'm going to bind these two
oh,
together. So I'm going to bring
okay.
this up, and then I'm going to loft these.
Doesn't that okay? Okay, is a lot like this one. Okay, great.
Yep, and so then that's my airflow.
Okay, okay.
Uh, and this thread here is 11 by 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then we also get rid of this back here. There.
Okay,
So
I
now
see.
I've got the internals for the magazine, and those are the
Okay,
internals that I want.
okay. So basically, when you said you wanted the little thing on the back, it was mainly for positioning and angle of the
Correct.
template. Okay,
Correct. And you've
okay,
done a
great.
pretty good job of positioning those very well.
Thanks a lot. Okay,
All right, and so now I'm going to build the expansion chamber because we need a lot of air in here.
okay,
So what I like to do is, or before I build the expansion chamber, I need to build where the BBs go.
okay.
So
The other aspect of it.
I'll take this piece and this piece. I'm going to copy that, put that in here.
These are also like custom made for every other mag. Like
Yep.
they have to fit it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you have to like cut something from this one right now. Okay.
One sec, my cat is crying. Sorry about that. I'm back.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So as I was saying, I'm pretty much done with my like thesis. I just have to like present these things. So I have the presentation ready as well. So I think I'll
Very
be
good.
ready by not this week, but like the next week. I think we can like totally start with fusion and everything good like that. So
Okay, and then that will give me enough
so
time to talk to my people as
yeah.
well.
Yes, exactly. So that will be very helpful if like it will be beneficial to like both of us if you think about it.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this piece, I'm just, that's where the BBs are coming in, and then I'm
Okay.
creating a loft to where the BBs are coming out, and that's that little square that you made.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now we've got the tube that the BBs go through.
Okay. Okay, okay.
Then I like to add in a little piece on the front here.
Some styling, I guess.
Well, it's actually sort of helpful because I'm
Okay,
using it to so that I can remove powder on the print.
okay. Yeah, because SLS printing is messy.
Yeah, yep, indeed it is. And this is helpful to have. So I just like to punch a little bit this out. That way, also when we're sandblasting, then it just the
Okay.
sand can get in there and really clean it up.
Yes, yes, yes. That is beneficial on
Yeah.
multiple.
And then I do
And
like to add the fillets.
what are the dimensions for these things? Like
It's
the
really actually it's not super like locked in anywhere of being
okay,
important. I'm just
okay. The BBs will just go through it. It won't have an issue because it's already,
yep.
it
And
has
just as
that
long as
6.5,
yep, just as long as this space here is less than 6 so that the BBs
6.5.
yeah, so that the BBs just don't come out the front.
Yes, yes, exactly. Sure.
I'm not sure why it's giving me this odd shape here.
So,
Whatever, we'll deal with that later.
okay.
Um, I did notice here I'm getting sort of a weird cutout, and that's because this whole piece comes so deep. So it's a good thing that I saw this. So
Hmm.
what I'm going to do is actually probably try to shift either the whole thing forward,
Okay.
which thankfully we can do because of the way that the feed lips are set up. Because we have control over the feed lips, we can control everything else.
Oh, I see. So, like, okay, so you tweak with even the geometry a little bit. Okay.
Yes, mainly the inside is what we will
Okay.
mess with a lot, so that
Okay.
uh, so
I
that we can get
I
what we
I
want.
also want to say like the scans they sometimes don't make a lot of sense. Like the recent piece that I did, it had like the geometry. It was basically for mating purposes. It was asking for a thinner feature, and
Oh,
uh,
this one
in the
here?
scan it was a thicker feature. Yeah. So I made it like suitable for mating. Yes.
Yes, yeah, and that's super helpful. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
because assembly matters, and scans sometimes create unnecessary issues. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, very
So
good.
yeah.
You're already working through that.
Yeah.
So
So,
I'm
okay.
gonna loft this again. Oops. I have tried lofting the circle to a square, like this, how this is
Mhm.
down here, but it just comes out so much better when I've got a full square going all the way up.
Yes. Yes. And circle it creates like circle is fine, but any other shape it creates weird. Like the loft guide curves are they
Yes.
get messy.
Yes, exactly.
A squircle gets really messy. I tried a squircle once and it didn't go away.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like we were able to clear this little area here, but that material is so thin that it will mostly just get
Yeah.
destroyed in printing. So
Okay.
what I can do to change that is I think I can fudge this a little bit, and I'm going to measure that exactly. And then I'm also going
Mhm.
to pull this
Oh,
out
yes.
so that we
Okay.
can, that still might be too thin, but I'm going to do a print anyway with that just to see what I can get away with.
Okay.
Because we're still
Okay.
testing everything, really. This printer is so new, we don't even know like what it's fully capable of, what our tolerances can be, and stuff like that.
What's its like the minimum layer thickness? I think
I think it's
ours was
0.11.
0.1 millimeters.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. But I think it will be lower than that because it's a really expensive printer and
yeah, yeah. I think
it
it.
may be 0.05 millimeters. I think that's like the standard.
I can actually see here.
Yeah. So I don't think it will be an issue to create this thin feature, but it might just get like uh, during operation, it might get uh, some issues.
Hmm.
Yeah.
let's continue on.
I shouldn't be interrupting this much. It's like
No, no,
we
it's all
should.
right. It's good.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
totally fine.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
see. I gotta find where my. Oh, don't need any of that open. Okay, so we're
Okay.
continuing on. We got the uh, area for the BBs.
Okay.
I just don't have any names for these. Maybe it would be good to create names. But we've got
Sure.
like the BB channel, I guess, and
Okay. Yes.
then I'm going to create the cutout for it as well.
Okay.
And there should be like some kind of rule so that um, like in terms of measurements, you're right, so
Yeah.
that BBs don't get
They,
caught or anything.
yes, and on their way out, they should have the least. You already made sure of that by having a square
Yep.
profile and stuff like that.
Okay, so we just
But
put that in, and then I
yeah.
like to chamfer these little ones here because they're the front of the
Okay.
magazine. People see them.
Yeah. Yes.
Um,
Actually, my current the software that I use, it can't chamfer anything because it's cracked. So yeah, some
oh,
features are missing in it.
oh,
Yeah.
I see, I see, I
So
see.
I
Yeah.
have so I have to get it out of my reverse engineering software and get it to SolidWorks and chamfer stuff there. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, so switching to Fusion would be helpful.
yeah, it will
Um,
be helpful, really
yeah, I
helpful.
think
So
if we hire you, then we'll definitely be switching you to Fusions just so that it's easier for us as well
yes,
to
yes,
come up
and
and change features. Because most likely what will happen is you'll build something like this once I'm done
yeah.
building it, and then I'll be able to print it, and I'll be able to go through and tweak like all the little minor things.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I'll be able to tweak. Like I know these printers and their layer heights and everything, and I think I will bring a lot to the table that way. I will be
Very
able to
good.
tweak a lot of stuff.
Yes, and that's great. So
Yeah.
this back portion, you don't have to worry about what I just did there because uh, I'm going to remove that so that you don't have to worry about cutting away extra material.
Okay.
So now let's move on to the expansion chamber.
Okay.
And the way I'm going to do that is um,
Are,
I just
are
grab a
you using?
flat face.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
What?
No, 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 no. Are you using a 3D mouse by any chance?
Nope, I'm not. I'm just using a normal mouse.
Okay, okay. The movements
I,
are really smooth. I think
I didn't even
Fusion
know that
is
there was
smoother.
a 3D mouse.
Yeah, there is one though.
Maybe I should
So
pick one of those up.
yeah, mostly 3D modelers in a Blender use it because they have to use
Is
have a
that
lot of
basically
precision and
like
stuff.
grabbing this thing and like pulling this thing around?
Yes, exactly. Like
Oh,
doing
that would
that.
be
Yeah.
super helpful. I should definitely look into that.
Yes.
Anyway,
Okay.
so I like to put the face on, and I love how you're doing these are almost completely flat and perpendicular to the model. So that's super
Yeah,
helpful.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That because
So,
otherwise it won't be consistent. Yeah.
yep. So I pull
Okay.
in here to this flat sketch, and then I'm going to create
Okay.
some constraints by just projecting the walls.
Okay.
And I'm just telling it, I'm basically going to start uh, building a box that I'm going to cut out.
Okay.
So I know that I want at least, I think it was uh, 2 millimeters is nice.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure the exact specs, but as the magazine gets bigger, you want the walls to get thicker
Okay. Okay.
so that you don't.
So you're talking about the walls of the expansion chamber
Yes.
as you're offsetting these. Okay.
Yep. And I want,
Okay.
I like, uh, it's nice to keep this expansion chamber as big as possible, but,
Okay.
the smaller it is, then the more, uh,
Yeah. Durable the
yes.
end product is. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm actually going to do 2.5 just to be on the
Okay.
safe side. And then
Okay.
uh, there's going to be some aspects that I'm going to build down here. So I'm going to
Okay.
cut this, and I don't even know where. Just choose. This will have to be more exact as I build a better version of this. But I'm going to continue going.
once I get the basic idea, then we can,
Yeah.
do
And
tweaking and stuff.
yeah, and you'll also just have to, it will be change thing piece by piece. So now this is my expansion
Yeah.
chamber sketch that I'm ready going to cut out.
Okay.
I want 2 millimeters or 2.5 millimeters on the walls here. So
Okay.
20.5, I'm going to,
We could also do something like, I get the closest thing, like it was something I think 20.67 or something like that. So I made it at 20.5. And we
oh,
could
okay.
also do something like even numbers, like if you want me to do like
Yeah.
exactly 20 or something like that,
Yeah,
we could do
I
that as well.
think for the outside of
Hmm.
for the outside of it, it's nice
Uh-huh.
to do what you're doing, but also do like the closest, I guess like the closest,
One digit, yeah, the
yeah,
closest one
like the
digit
closest
after
point
the point.
one or something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, that sounds great. Okay.
so I'm going to do negative 15.5,
Yeah.
and I can double check that. Good.
Okay.
So
So
there,
here
my
I'm trying.
expansion chamber is installed.
Okay.
I'm going to cut this out. All right,
Okay.
now fillets are just such an amazing tool. You will have to.
Fill it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're definitely gonna get you fusion because
Yeah.
oops,
Okay.
uh, just adding in a little bit of a fillet increases the strength inside by so much.
Yes, yes, exactly. Because the stresses are all reduced. Like we actually studied these things in engineering.
Yeah.
They always advise to do fillet wherever it is possible. That's why I was surprised when you asked me to not do a lot of fillets.
Oh yes, on the outside.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
outside, yes.
Yeah. Because it's
But
harder to.
that isn't as important because the men all of the operation is happening here, so it's not
Yeah.
as important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
It's coming together. And I'm gonna just add a little fillet right here. See, now these are some other things that maybe you know a little bit more about. If we've got an air chamber here,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to model in a tube that will come up through the middle here, and
Okay.
air will come up and fill this chamber, and then when the valve
Okay.
gets pressed, air will travel through here and then up through here. And
Okay. Shoot the BB out.
yeah, through,
Okay.
it will actually travel through here into the gasket. It goes up into the gun's nozzle, and then the nozzle
Okay.
pushes air and pushes the BB out.
Okay.
I'm gonna have
So
to show
I
you
did.
how a gun shoots, an airsoft gun shoots, and then you'll have a better idea.
Yes, I did search that on YouTube, but I didn't find any useful videos on it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's a little
I
confusing.
figured out once I have like
Yeah,
all of the models, then
yeah, I'm
it
not
would be
worried
easy
about it
to
right
check
now.
it. Yes.
So
Okay.
let's keep going. Oh, so that's what I was saying. Like something like this fillet here is gonna help
Okay.
with. I don't know. Maybe it probably helps with like directing the
Yes.
airflow so you don't create
Yes. Yes.
like turbulence in
Yes.
your.
Yes, you are right about that. Yes, because direct entry, like a jagged direct entry from a jagged region, usually creates turbulence. And using these smooth lines, what the particles basically do, they stick to the surface here. So they stick, and like the very first layer that sticks to it, it goes very smoothly into the upper chamber. So yeah, fillet is useful here.
Ah, okay. I didn't even know
Yeah,
any of that.
yeah, it is useful. Like in fluid mechanics, they did teach this stuff.
Oh, so maybe I
Yes.
should even be like adding stuff here.
Yeah, that will be better. Now that I know this stuff, I will definitely be like tweaking some of it.
Okay.
Like
Yep. So
I'll create a model and then hopefully pass some air through it once I get enough time, and
yeah.
see how we can make the motion smoother
Yeah.
for the
That's
air.
great. Okay,
Yes.
so moving on. Now we're going to add in and I got to get proper dimensions for all this stuff, but it's because I've never taught anybody, so I've just sort of kept it in my head.
Yeah, no, no worries about that. We will figure it out. And by the way, like there are proper softwares for this. Like they model the whole airflow or fluid flow in this case.
Ah,
So we can like I can whenever I get enough time, I can model airflow through this model, and we can see whichever.
oh,
Like the channels, if
yeah.
circular channels are best or like square channels are better and stuff like that, we can get a really good idea of that.
Oh,
So overall, it will be a much smoother operation with, I think, like I have the ultimate goal of like increasing the range of the BB, or like, because
yeah.
that's what matters. So yeah,
Yeah, something like that would be also
yeah,
super helpful.
yes,
All right, so now I'm going to be
okay,
building the um, where the quick disconnect where the
mm,
tube will connect basically, and that
okay,
punches that gets cut all the way down, but we can't get rid of this little like this square section here. So
okay.
I have to move this piece so that it doesn't.
But sorry, I didn't quite understand whatever you're doing right now.
Um,
Because okay, so you made a circle that has its center set on the one in the like the
chamber, yep.
component you installed. Yeah, okay,
And then
and
I'm trying to prevent it because I'm going to cut it all the way through, and I'm trying to
okay.
prevent it from running into
Okay,
this
okay,
feature
okay,
right
okay,
here.
okay. Understood,
This rear
understood.
wall here we can actually can be cut away, but not the
Okay,
sides or this button.
okay, understood, understood.
So
Okay,
I'm going to, I guess I'll just start with this hole,
yeah, we'll see maybe.
and
That's
then I'm going
okay,
to pull out this hole, and I'm going to offset it by -6, and then pull it all the way through.
okay,
There. So that's where the quick disconnect will screw that in, and
okay.
then I can put this back here, and
So what you meant by it not going through the like earlier? So what the basically it shouldn't disturb the button,
yeah,
like
shouldn't
the geometry of
disturb the
the button.
button, correct.
Okay, okay, great.
Because this button, there's a spring
Okay,
in between that button and this device right here.
okay, okay,
And let me show you how this works really quick.
okay,
So what we got going on here is the BBs flow this way, go up
okay,
from the pressure
okay,
of the spring, and then
okay,
the magazine hits this section right here, and that causes this to rotate.
okay,
Oh, come on, give it to me. And it gets pushed up like this,
okay,
and there's a
okay,
spring in between this button and this, or like this nub and this nub, a spring in there
okay.
that's trying to push
So
it back down.
it activates the whole
Yep,
airflow mechanism, I
yep.
guess.
And so
Okay,
we call this a BB stop. So it pushes
BB
it up,
stop. Okay,
and then the BBs can flow freely. And then when you
okay,
remove the magazine, this spring
okay,
here pushes this back down, and then
okay,
this little nub here gets in the way, and so that way all the
okay,
BBs don't just fall back out.
okay, okay,
They
great.
don't all drop back
Okay,
down. So we like to
okay,
keep that feature. It's called a BB
yes.
stop.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I'm going to finish modeling this section here. And I like to cut out a lot of the back side of the magazine so that I can see all of
Okay.
that. So I'm just going to,
And one more question,
yep,
quickly. Like you've made a smaller hole over there, and like basically, if I could see it one more time.
this one here.
So, yeah. So what's this like? Is it for like building up pressure, or like
I'm
this
going to show
like?
you, I'm going to show you. So it's actually just
Okay.
a thread because
Okay.
this is where the quick disconnect, uh,
Okay. Quick disconnect is another component of this. Okay.
yes, yes, yes. And then
Okay.
the HPA, or sorry, the airline will connect to that quick
Okay.
disconnect. So
Okay.
this is going to be modeled um, this is 6 inches, and then this is an M6 screw. And I like
Okay.
to only include like 1 millimeter worth of thread
Okay.
so that it gets the
Okay.
screw started, and then the rest of it grabs into the material.
Okay. Okay. Great.
And then
Great.
I'm going to cut away the rear so that I can see everything. and I can clean it
Okay.
nicely. Because this wall on the rear, you only need a little bit. It's not like it's a super important unless there's a special
Okay.
aspect. Like,
Okay.
let me find an example. MP9. Here, this MP9 modular adapter. So you can see here, I've already sort of built every feature.
Mm-hmm.
Same
Yes.
expansion chamber, the cutout, the
Yes.
and then here's the center channel
This
that we
is
set
where
up
the
to.
okay. This is where the connection to the case go. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, the connection goes right there, and then a
Okay.
hose will go and go right out the back of this hole,
Okay. 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 I
right
think I
out the
get
back
now.
there. But you see how
Okay.
this one has this additional small square here?
Yeah.
That helps the magazine line up in the gun. So I do need to
Okay.
keep, otherwise I would have just removed all of this and made this hole here bigger, but I can't
Okay.
because I need that. But this one
Okay.
that we're working on here doesn't have anything like that on the back. The back is just completely flat.
Okay.
So
Okay. So
in
one
this
more
case,
thing though.
this is what helps align it.
Okay. And like if I had, do you have some models or wherever these specific megs go, like the mating between this meg and the gun?
Mm-hmm.
If I could get an idea of that, so I will
Yes.
keep important features like these. Like I didn't know if this was for style purposes or like if it was actually
Yeah.
useful, but I modeled it and
Yeah, and that's good.
didn't know about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say because each one is so individual. That's why like
Okay.
every single one of these is a different model.
Okay.
So some of
Okay.
them have it like um, let's see, this King Arms one that you just made.
Okay.
So this King Arms one, we didn't put a modular adapter on the bottom. Instead, what this
Okay.
is it uses just MP5 megs. So it's not modular means like we can take it and we can use MP5 megs, M4. Let me show you on our
Okay.
website. So if I go to adapters, pistol adapters,
So basically, I have to like follow the scan closely.
for the
Yeah,
outside. So see
for the
this one.
outside. Yeah.
This is the high kappa. It uses can use M4 megs, MP5 megs. You can put a drum on it. You can
Okay.
put and you see how that piece here is all the same.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's
Yes.
the
Got it.
modular section, and that's
The modular. Yes.
yep,
Okay.
and that's this bottom part that we're building here, right here,
Okay. Yes.
that we're attaching
Yes.
to the
Okay.
magazine. Now,
Okay.
what you'll be doing is you'll be doing some of that, but you'll also be building um, adapters that aren't modular. It's all just one piece. And
Okay.
what that allows us to do is make the adapter way smaller.
Okay.
Because,
Okay. In the case of this king one. Okay.
yes, so yeah,
Okay.
because otherwise we would have had to put something this big.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's like as big as the magazine. Like it uses up so much space if we were to try to
Yes. Exactly.
see this huge tail. We can't have that. So
Yes.
this,
Exactly.
so this would be like a similar setup. We've got where the airline, oh, this is the quick disconnect right here.
Okay. So it's connected right here.
Yep, this
Okay.
is just a rough model that I have, but this hole here on this side is bigger and a airline goes in there.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
Um, but so that's where it is. So there's the airline connect. Here's the expansion chamber. Here's the button flow valve. Here's
Yes.
where the BBs go. So it's all pretty similar. Now, if you
Yes.
see here, maybe you can down the line figure this out.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah.
here. There's no space right here for a BB stop mechanism. See how thin this
Okay.
wall is? It will go right into the expansion chamber. And the reason
Okay.
why we can't make the expansion chamber smaller is because this whole model is already so small. So
Yes. Exactly.
we need as much space as possible for this expansion chamber.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
And it is all very tightly integrated. I don't think
Yes, yeah.
there's
There's
really
not a
big
lot of
space.
space. Now the
So,
only
so,
place.
so what do you do with this? Like, how do you stop these BBs then?
Okay, so
Right now, what's mechanism do you have right now?
I don't have any mechanism.
Oh, okay,
Let me show you something that I've been prototyping. So here's
okay,
another one, but this one's a little different
okay,
because we modeled it around CNCing it.
okay, okay.
So you can see here, still all the same mechanics, expansion chamber, threads,
Yes.
but now this can be even like shoved in on the side of the model, the little quick
Okay,
disconnect. But then
okay.
we still got the same features of the mag release, the
Yes.
this is the what is this? Usually we call it the nozzle,
Okay.
and
Uh,
so this one has the same nozzle.
okay.
But what
And there's that thing that you were talking about, the BB stopper, I think. Yes.
yes,
Here's the
so
additional component.
that's something that I've been working on here is
Okay.
a little BB stop that goes from the side. So when the magazine comes up, then
Yes.
it makes that little tail lift. But the problem is
Yes.
this part is so small, I can't really
Yeah.
3D print that to be accurate.
Okay.
I want to CNC
Okay.
it, but
Yes.
my CNC guy is just he's working on other projects. I don't want to interrupt him like that. So, and it would be
Yeah.
nice to be able to 3D print it and not have to rely too much on.
Yeah.
So like for
Yes.
instance, the CNC thing, I this is the expansion chamber in here.
And the although airflow will be will be disturbed here because the whole mechanism is different. So
Yes.
yes.
And so this one we've built a gasket and then we put this cover on and we screw it in, and
Okay.
that gives us a nice big air chamber in here for such a
Yes. Air
small
chamber.
part.
Yes. Yes. Right.
Um, but
So basically, we have to figure out the mechanics of this of the smaller
yeah,
parts.
of the
Yes.
smaller parts, and you'll sort of be using like intuition to get this
Yes.
stuff to fit.
Yeah. I do love this stuff. Like solving all the design challenges.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
yeah,
it's like an
they're
advanced
great.
puzzle. It's very
Yes. Yes.
interesting.
They are great.
Um,
So I
all
think
right,
I
let's
will
keep
work on this.
going.
Yeah.
So, but the
Okay.
modular version is much easier because you're just slapping something on the
Yes.
bottom of it.
Yes. Yes. Understood.
Um,
Okay. And
so I've got this thread here, and then I'm going to put an area for the feed tube to go. So I'm just gonna chop this area out, 9 millimeters, and then pull this here, new body, and I'm gonna rotate this so that it's sort of in the opening there.
okay. And then you can just
Yep, and then
okay.
cut it out.
Okay.
So now that's where the airline goes.
Yes.
So it goes
Okay.
up in there, screws into the quick disconnect, and I
Okay.
like to open this up as much as it will allow me.
So you can easily attach it to the
Yep,
yeah.
so that the airline flows around this corner and doesn't get kinked.
Okay.
So I can see that the airline will shoot, connect right there
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay.
and dissolve those.
I think I just now get why you're subtracting the features from behind of this Mac, because you want it to be easily accessible by fingers, and
Yep,
so it can
yeah,
properly
and
connect. And
yeah, and
yeah.
also one of the main things is powder. We want to be able to reach in there and clean out the powder.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Where if this one wasn't cut out and was just a hole going in this way, it would be very hard to
Uh huh.
get that deep in there with like a tool.
Okay.
So one more
Yes.
feature that we add to
Oh.
the expansion chamber that I forgot, let me
Hmm.
add it real quick, is we like to put a little screw on the back so that we can reach in this huge expansion chamber with like a pick, like a dental pick, and then clean out the
Okay.
powder and loosen up the powder in there. So
Okay. You keep mentioning powder. What powder are we
this is
talking here?
the from the SLS print, the
Okay. Okay.
plastic.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yep,
Yes. Yes. Exactly. That is a huge
yep,
issue. Yes. Yes.
yes,
I see.
because this would all be completely filled, and
Yes.
it
Exactly.
needs to be
Yes.
loosened up and it needs to be sort of shaken around so that you can get the
Yes.
powder out of this internal crevice.
Yes. 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 And you have
So
to you have also have to make sure that after the powder is removed, it has to be airtight and stuff like
yes,
that. So yeah,
yep,
yeah, that's why this thing. Okay.
yep. So I build a little piece here, and it's a M4 screw. So I go 3.4, and it threads pretty nicely at that. I've already tested like different
Okay.
thicknesses for there.
Okay.
Um, then I build where the head will go. So I offset this It's like 2.5 millimeters.
Okay.
The head is, so that looks about right.
Okay.
So that the head of the screw can fit in there. And
Yes, and
what?
it's all everything is airtight and
Yep. And
okay.
then I have to build an internal wall
Yes.
that.
Other than this part, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So I would do I do 4 to 5 millimeters worth of, so that there's 4 to 5 millimeters worth of thread for it to
Okay.
catch. And then we need to make this actually a little bit bigger, and then I can combine that there.
Okay.
And that's what
Okay.
the dental pick will go into. So we just put the dental pick in and we sort of spin it around, shake it around in there, and that will loosen up, well, not all of it, but it at least gets the powder sort of moving in there. And then
Okay.
we have a air compressor nozzle that we put into each of these holes, and hopefully it
And
just,
then it can yes, it can come out easily.
yep.
Okay.
And
So
then,
basically you just need this to loosen it up a little so it can,
yes,
later, yes.
exactly. If
Okay.
I didn't have to put in this hole, so that if
Yeah.
there was another way, then I would definitely do it.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Understood.
And I have tried a bigger hole, like a M10 screw, but
Mm-hmm.
the material doesn't like it, and it pops, kind of.
Okay.
Like it
Okay.
snaps it doesn't thread
Okay.
into it nicely.
Okay. Yeah, that won't work then.
And maybe I should test with bigger screws, like,
Yeah, because that will be much,
yeah, it will be
that will
easier
be
to reach in
quicker.
there.
Quick.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be
But right
quicker
now
to
this
do.
is an M4 screw, and the
Okay.
M10 is too big, so I still have to test with like all those ones in between. Like maybe an M8 screw will be nice, or, you know,
Okay.
I just
Okay.
don't
Yes.
have time. A lot of these projects that we're making, we're aggressive. So a lot of these things, as soon as we got this 3D printer and we realized that this process would work, we just
Mm-hmm.
stopped buying magazines, because you can see on our website it's actually a magazine from another company that makes it, and then we
Yes.
just
Yes.
put our little piece. But now we're 3D printing the whole magazine. So
Yes.
we stopped buying the this actual magazine here. But
And
people
it
are
will be more, like, even
less
regards to
expensive.
financial,
Yeah, yeah,
less
yeah.
expensive.
Yeah,
Yes.
super helpful. The problem
Yes.
is people are still buying this stuff. So
Okay.
we have to be quick on making, like, pumping out the adapters that we're already selling. Like this
Okay.
one is good because people buy this adapter, um,
Okay.
but we don't
And
have any
then
magazines.
come to, then they buy, already have an adapter and they come to you for the, like, the all the other mechanism, the your invention and stuff. Yes.
Yeah, they already have the gun and they
Okay.
want this adapter
They
here.
already have a gun. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Uh,
we've pretty much built almost everything for this except the feed lips. And the feed lips are uh, pretty simple. Now, we
Okay.
could keep the feed lips the same, like this. Just
Okay.
print this feed lip like this, and then you've already got a nice square going in there, and it
Okay.
feeds up nicely. But the problem is feed lips break easily. They need a lot of support around them. So
Okay.
some things that I like to do is, like this face here,
Hmm.
I actually want to be part of the feed lip, not part of the magazine. So
Okay.
I would pull this out, get all this together here, and then remove it.
From the
Oops,
mag.
from the mag.
Okay.
Yep.
So to give as much strength to the feed lip as possible, but then the
Yes.
mag will get thinner though.
Oops, I lost my feed lip. The mag will
Okay.
do what? I'm sorry?
Like the, wall of the mag, it will get okay, but it's already in there. Okay, so it shouldn't matter then.
Yep, and
Okay.
now um, let me show you how I've had great success with some of these. So,
And with the 3D printer, you can also like customize almost all of these, and they will be
yes,
better. Like
yes,
you have more control over everything.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
super helpful. Okay, so we've got this one, which is the
Okay.
reference for one of the magazines, and you can
Okay.
see the feed lip is like, that's the stock feed lip. That's what it
Okay.
looks like. And
Okay.
we might even rescan these magazines because this was done, like someone measured it. I paid someone to just measure it, not even scan it. So it
Okay.
might be we might have to, even some of the old magazines that I have will rescan.
Yes, it won't be that tight like we usually do
Yeah.
scans instead of manual measurements.
Yep.
As
And
issues.
so then this is what the feed lip is now. So
Okay.
we've chopped up, you can see the original magazine goes, that's the original
Okay.
magazine, and then the feed
A
lip
lot of the components. Okay.
is taken over by the feed lip.
Okay. So it fits like Legos in there.
Yep,
Okay.
and this feature here is what I really love, is you just can sort of slide the feed lip on,
Yes.
just sort of
Yes.
slides on.
This wasn't okay. This wasn't like part of the original. I think I haven't made one of these
No,
mags
you
like
haven't,
that.
because
Okay.
all of those features I remake.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
eventually it would be nice to have, I would want to remake all of that, and that would be this.
Everything should be like a field. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Understood.
Everything would be
Okay.
big and have nice big teeth to.
Yeah. Just the way Americans like it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Jeeps.
yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And
Okay.
and then we use a little pin in the back here to secure it, to stop the feed lip from
Okay.
moving, but really it's these teeth here that are keeping that
Yes.
whole feed lip down onto the adapter.
It's properly mounted onto
Yep.
there.
And
Yes.
the reason why we have it a different part is because this, like if they drop the adapter, these little teeth up here will crack
Yes.
the
Exactly.
actual feed lip part, and we can't make
Yes.
those wider or anything. So, um,
Yes. They have to be like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if they crack it, they have to buy another one. So that's good business.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to like that's better as well.
Yeah.
Keep them consuming like.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We can't make the thing too good.
Yeah. Exactly. But yes, the all of doing fluid mechanics with this will be really. I think it will. I think like people that have made these obviously have done all of those engineering projects already on this. But
Yeah.
if we could improve it even a little bit, it would be
Yeah,
great.
and we haven't done any of those fluid mechanics for
Yeah.
any of this
Yes.
stuff in here. I just created a box.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. And I'll whenever I get time, I'll get to it and
Yeah.
do it. So
Yeah.
it
Okay,
gets
so
more
the
pressure.
feed lips are the last part of this project.
Okay.
I'm going to sort of basically just chop off the top of the magazine.
Wherever it's possible. Okay.
Yep. So I'm actually just going to split this magazine right here. Uh, yep. So
Okay.
split it here, and that little peak there, we want to keep part of this. So I'm going to add that back to that model. And then,
Okay.
oops, I might have messed up. Let me see here. Nope. Okay, good. So now we've got these two pieces, and that can actually become one piece.
Okay.
So now all of that is the feed lip.
Th- that is the field. But how will the connection be achieved between this one and the Meg?
Yep. So
Like how do you
now we
calculate
have to
that?
build that. So I
Okay.
go through and get rid of all these features
Oh,
that,
that's why you don't like the fillets here. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Okay.
Yeah. So clean up all these things. And then
Okay.
this feature here is something to be aware of. We do sort of want to keep that,
Okay.
this face here. And we even want to make it
Yes.
a little bit bigger so that there's no chance, because there's a mechanic in the
Mhm.
airsoft gun that if it runs out of ammo, there's like a bar here that gets pushed
Okay.
up, and that stops the slide from moving. And
Okay.
it tells it like, oh, it's out of ammo. But for us,
Okay.
we don't take advantage of that feature right now. Maybe down the line we can.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we just make sure that that mechanic on the gun.
That is available. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and it
So
also
so
it
you
doesn't.
have the choice of it working. Okay.
But also we like to remove a lot of the material so that it doesn't touch it, so that it doesn't
Okay.
activate it on accident.
Okay. So you actually make it.
So
Okay.
yeah, I
Okay.
like to
Understood.
open that up a little bit, and then there we know that it's
Okay.
not going to touch it. There's a lot of space.
Okay.
Okay, and then um, I'm going to
So
cut.
now you're going to build an interface between
Yep.
these two so it can.
So I'm going
Okay.
to take a look at the sides of this, and I can see on either side of it, we've got a lot of material to work with, so that's good. Either
Okay.
side of this feed lip, and then even way back here, we still got a lot of material. We're not really getting into the air chamber area. You can see like from
Okay.
here to here, there's just tons of space
Okay.
here.
Okay.
So,
Yes, and we can use that for the interface then. Okay.
yep. So I'm going to project here, and I do everything for this part in 3 millimeters. So I'm basically just going to be creating some 3 millimeter boxes down here.
Okay.
Um, we can actually go a little bit larger. What do we have here? Four.
Everything is being recorded here though, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
yes. Okay. Great.
So this will be the beginning of our teeth.
Okay.
And actually, I just want to check on what I did on here to be sure.
Okay. Oh, that looks really good.
3.7. So we'll take, actually we'll take 6,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll chop our 3 out.
Okay.
And then we'll chop our 3 out this way. And then we remove that from this file. So I'm going to cut it
Okay.
out, keep tools, chop it out,
Okay.
and then,
Delete these spaces. Yeah, okay.
yep, like that.
Okay. Yes, the interface is
And
nice.
there we have it sliding in there.
Great.
And now we're not using this pin here anymore. So
Okay.
I'm going to remove that feature.
Okay.
And then now we just need is a little pin on the rear to hold this all in place. So
Okay.
I'm going to create a little post here, and the pin is 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters. So
Okay.
a little bit bigger than that is nice. Probably 4 will be, oops.
So it's actually like a square profile. Okay.
I don't know why. Fusion recently messed up something where when you create a sketch plane on something, then it sends you back to the origin.
Okay. Yeah.
And so
In the
every single
latest
time
version.
I've got to move. It's a bug
Okay.
that they have that I hope they fix soon. Or,
Fusion looks better, by the way. Like the you creating, like, not using that much effort. Like, I think they
oh,
have designed this stuff like
yeah,
pretty good.
it's very intuitive.
Yes, it is very intuitive compared to SolidWorks. SolidWorks like makes you go and do everything like
Oh,
with yeah. So this is rather intuitive. I will get I will have to eventually get into it because it has some other features as well, like that one feature where you can do like blender type of modeling as well
oh,
in
lofting?
Fusion. No, there's this other feature like you can do. It's the form. Have you used the form tab yet?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Yeah, so that can make, like, blender we basically use it to create freeform models,
Oh,
3D
oh,
models, and
oh, oh.
the other one, the form one,
Form.
and it can,
Oh,
yes, this one, and somehow Fusion has implemented this as well, and it's
very
really
cool.
great.
Well, well,
Yes.
actually, tell you what, we have more projects that we want to get
Mhm.
into, and you know, like the organic shapes.
Yes, yes, exactly.
I think that these just are so cool, and to be able to make something like that now into, let's say, people have done,
Okay.
like, see this?
Yes, yes,
That goes on the front of your gun like that.
yes.
It's like a grip
That
that you hold.
Yes, exactly. And in addition to being useful, it also looks really good.
Yep, and I
Yes,
think if we could implement these 3D geometry like into
yes,
the center area here where they have extra space, if we could put
yes,
that in
yes,
there, that would just look so cool, and we can do that with 3D printing.
yes,
Like this
exactly.
kind of these kind of like, and
Yes, and
I don't have
SLS,
any idea.
SLS. SLS printing is known for like it is
Yes,
known for doing this
yes,
type of
yes.
things.
And
Yeah.
I would love to make parts that, like if we had a whole organic
Yes.
print
Yeah.
lineup of just different
Yes.
parts that we make. And so stuff, grips like this, if we go to Thingiverse, you can get like a grip.
Okay.
Like we could get this grip, cut it out, get this
Yes.
grip, cut it out,
Yes. Cut
create,
it out and
yeah.
input that feature into it. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
That
oh,
sounds
this is the
great. Yes.
perfect one. This is a super popular one, the Fortis.
Okay.
And so then we would just have,
PUBG Light.
like, just change the outline a little bit so that it's our own idea,
Yes.
so that people don't say we're copying Fortis exactly.
Yes. And this like you see this thing his here the like the people on Thingiverse, they make most of their stuff on Blender, and
Mm.
Blender uses freeform 3D modeling, and just having the option of that in Fusion, I think it's really great. In SolidWorks we don't have that option, so
Oh, okay, wow.
I will have to switch it to
Yeah.
Fusion, yes,
SolidWorks
for
has to
everything.
get their game together.
Yeah, like they're used for like industrial applications, and
Yes.
they can handle pretty large assemblies, and
Yeah.
they're known for that kind of
They
stuff,
have
so
their
that
perks.
yes, they have their target audience. Yes, so those are mostly
Mm.
industrial designers.
Okay, so it looks like that this model is done, almost.
Okay,
So now
great.
the feed lip is set up. We can just pull it right out. There's not really anything that's
Okay,
interacting. There's a little bump here for where the
okay,
gasket will go. So that will
okay.
just
It's
line up
already
right there.
okay.
And
Great.
then I'm just going to double check, make sure I didn't miss anything inside.
We do have that thin wall over there.
Yes,
I hope
this
that's not
is,
an issue.
yeah, this looks like a problem.
Yes.
Uh, see, now we have a lot of space on the front here.
Yeah. So we can like.
If there was a way, so we could probably go down to 1 millimeter there and still feel all right. Maybe if we could create like, if the BBs came up and then just sort of went out 1 more millimeter. So
Yes.
yeah, so you don't even see it, and it doesn't affect the
Yes.
flow of the BBs, but now we've got more material here.
Okay.
Those would
Yes.
be features that would make, like, finish out an adapter like this. You would hit every single
Yes.
dot.
So have you tested something like this? Like it doesn't affect the flow of the BB that
No,
much?
no,
Like
no. Like,
okay,
this
wow.
this shotgun shell, you can
Okay.
see, where is it? The flow of the BBs actually takes like this huge curve here.
Wow, yeah. I
Yep. So
great.
it is,
Yes.
you do want to make it sort of gradual, but
Yeah, so
yeah,
they
you
have a
can do.
smooth motion, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We do stuff like that all the time. I think
Okay.
like this GHK G5 drum adapter.
I think I no, I haven't meant this
Oops.
one.
No. So that one we have, oops,
Okay.
coming in from here and
Okay.
swooping way over there.
Oh, your custom invention that shoots the BBs out in force, so it shouldn't have much of an issue. Like
Well, yeah, we don't worry too much about what's underneath these,
okay,
because
okay,
what's underneath it, that has like a whole spring mechanism, and then that pushes the BB up.
okay. So it
Um,
shouldn't have much of an issue with navigating through these
Correct. As long
pathways.
as we don't
Yeah.
have any like hard stops anywhere, if the BBs
Yes.
can
Yes.
move around nicely, then
Yes. Okay. Understood.
yep.
Understood.
And let me see. Sometimes we even use, well, we don't, but companies will use. Let me see. LMG. Uh, no.
That's like a proper gun, I think.
Let me see. There's. Oh, here. The BBs actually go through this little flexible. It's a spring. So the BBs
Okay.
are in
Wow.
here, and then you've got a winding mechanism, and that pushes the BBs up, and then this little thing you can move it around and place it where you want, and then
Wow. Okay.
so we're just creating like a hard version of that.
Yes. Yes. So it shouldn't have an issue in there.
Yep.
Okay.
So here's what the model looks like.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Final
print
model.
that, and then
Okay.
we're gonna see how it works out. Now,
Okay.
for something like this huge
Okay.
cavity here,
Uh huh.
we cut out because
To
there's
save material. Yes.
yeah, yep, there's nothing going on there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we can
It's
cut,
not needed.
yep,
Yes.
so we can cut that out. And then uh, other things we want to be able to access. I was even thinking of adding in, uh, it would be nice to have more openings, but just a little bit smaller on the sides of this feed tube, because I'm
Okay.
finding it's nicer to be able to access there and get in there. So
Okay, and access and as well as for aesthetic reasons, it looks
yeah,
much
aesthetic,
nicer that way.
yep, and to clean it out
Yes, cleanly. Yes, that is the important bit.
like that.
Okay.
But actually, I don't want to do that because it's running into this section here.
Yes, yes,
So
okay.
maybe later I'll try that. But
Figure
there
it
we
out,
go.
yes.
And so right now the main thing that we're running into
Mm-hmm.
that I haven't been able to solve is um, so two things, or rather three. The first one is powder removal. Right
Okay.
now I'm just chopping it up, creating as many openings as possible so that
Yeah.
we can clean powder out easily. It would even
Yeah.
be nice. I'm gonna put one here. Um,
Oh, wow. Okay.
because the BB's not gonna go through here if I make it small enough.
Yes, yes.
So what is this? Still 6.5. So I'll go over 2.5 or over
Fine.
2.
Okay.
2. And then cut this out. Oops. So that will go through. And it can probably be bigger than that. But just so that we have even more,
Access for powder cleaning,
yep,
yes.
access to clean powder out. And then the biggest problem is this chamber here is where we need access to clean that.
Yes, that does seem like a huge problem.
Yep. So maybe we
So
can put.
basically, so basically, you need some mechanism to open this and clean it out, and then
Mhm.
create an airtight seal again.
Yes. We were even,
Okay.
maybe this is where this form function can come in nicely, because we were thinking
Yeah.
it's called a sacrifice part. You would
Okay.
print like a spindly thing that would go up in here and it would come out, and then you could just grab it and pull it out, and that will loosen up all the powder and pull a lot of powder out with it.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
But
That does sound like a form thing.
the
Yes.
problem is because this hole is only 6 millimeters large.
Yes.
I
So
don't
you
I
can't
don't
have that much.
Yeah, I don't want the part that we print in there to fuse to the walls here and then just create more of an issue. So
Yes.
I
Okay.
haven't tested anything like that, but I have to.
Yes.
And so
But
there we go.
hopefully we'll figure it out together.
Yes.
That this sounds like a lot
Yep.
of interesting problems to
Yep.
tackle.
And
Yes.
and I'm also, I'm prototyping constantly. So if you
Yes.
come up with something that you're like, I think that this might fix this problem, let's model
Yes.
it into something and then print it, and we can test it, see how it works, see we can, work with it.
Yes,
So
that sounds great because we're having a 3D printer. That's like huge advantage. We can constantly prototype things and
yes.
test everything out.
Yep.
Yes.
So then I would
Okay.
just save these ASG shadow feed lips and ASG shadow, save them as
Nice.
meshes, ASG
Okay.
shadow modular adapter, and then,
STL files. Okay.
yep. And it's good that we're prototyping so much because we need to be increasing our product line so that
Okay.
more people buy stuff so that all of us can make money.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
That is the ultimate goal.
so ASG shadow, these both would go in here, and then
Hmm.
I like to build the layer height because it prints from the bottom up, and the
Yes.
it will always fill all of the bed with powder. So
Yes.
it's better to pack it as tight as possible.
And have as many components as
Yeah,
possible
as
out
many
there. Yes.
components. And then because of the print time, we like to try to keep it one layer's worth of products we put in here. And that,
What do you mean by that? Like one layer's worth of what?
uh, like, like multiple
Oh
of
yes,
these.
because SLS printing. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Okay.
what we
Understood.
want it to get to is this thing, pack density. We want it really to
Okay.
be 30% or higher. So
Okay.
30% of the powder will be like sintered, will be lasered into actual product.
Okay.
And then the rest of
Okay.
the powder we reclaim through
Okay.
the other tool. But uh, uh, I mean, if we get into big enough prints, we could do 2 layers, and
Okay. Yes.
that would be like a print that I would run overnight, so that
Yes.
if these are all
How
different.
much time? How much time does an SLS printer take,
So
like to make like
let's
a
say to
single one
make
of these
yeah, let's
next?
say to make this 1 layer. So it will be pretty
Okay.
much the same time if we had all 3 of these in here, or if we just
Oh
had one,
wow.
because it's still
Cause
printing. It has to lay all
yes,
of the
yes.
powder on each layer.
Because the laser is really fast. Like it doesn't
Yes.
require a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
only the powder thing. Yes.
Yeah. It
Okay.
what requires time is that the machine that goes back and forth and lays another
Back and
layer,
forth.
and then this part moves, and like there's other things that require the more time.
Yes.
Like
Yes. Yes.
heating,
Exactly.
it has to heat the whole printer. And
Yes.
so it's going
Okay.
to take the same amount of time to heat it, whether or not how many prints we got in here.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Great.
so I think that 1 layer takes us an average of 5 hours when
Okay.
when it's
That's quite reasonable though.
yep
Yes.
in the printer, and then an additional 5 hours to cool.
Cool. So SLS printers require you to wait another 5 hours
Yeah,
for cooling.
because
Okay.
if we take it out too quickly, then
Uh-huh.
it cools too quickly and it shrinks.
Okay.
Yep,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
yep,
That is a mechanical property. Yes.
yep. So we
And what material are you making out of
we
out
use
these foam?
right now we use Formlabs material,
Mm-hmm.
which is the it's PA11,
Nylon, I think.
PA12, yeah, nylon PA12.
Nylon PA12. Okay, that is a
This one right here.
good material. Yes, that is good material. You
Um,
know that we can there are these other printers called DLS. I think MLSS or I don't quite remember the name, but they can even center metal. So yeah,
oh yes, yes, we have looked into metal 3D printing, and the problem is those machines are very expensive. So, but
yes,
we definitely
exactly.
want to get one down the line where you want to be printing,
Yeah.
because
No, but these have quite a lot of they serve our purpose. Like we can make these out of these materials, and they
yep.
won't create any issues.
Mhm.
Actually, we are actually working. The thing you see here, like it's called an A4. I think yes, the mouse was just over it. Yes, this thing, the above one above this, the one above yes here. We're making this like we're researching this using a simple FDM printer, and
Oh,
we've
very
been
cool.
successful. Yeah, these are used to support lower leg functions and stuff like that. So my master's is in this thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's interesting to see it here.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely nylon 11 is something that we want to look into,
Yes,
because it's
that
good
one
at
is great.
holding its form, and can take a lot of
Yeah.
resistance. We want to probably, because right now with nylon 12 is really
Hmm.
good for these projects, but
Yes.
we have like neglected a lot of our other lineups of parts. So
Okay.
we have, uh, let me see here.
And what are your future plans with this thing? Do you want to expand your product line even further into hopefully making the whole thing or something like that?
Yes, yes. Let
Okay.
me. I gotta find out where it is.
Okay.
So, we got. I think it's under high kappa parts. So here, like we have the whole grip, and this has to be redone. We need to rescan this and
Okay.
get it back as better accuracy. So we've got so many things to 3D scan. Um,
Yeah, that sounds that
like
sounds good
this,
to me.
we need to get
Okay.
rescanned, and so we're working on making our own slides.
I was talking about these things.
Yep,
Like, if you want to make the whole thing, that would
yep.
be really cool.
And we
'Cause-
want to. People already 3D print this stuff, and we 3D print it and sell, but we have to
yes.
use MJF because the elongation at break is much stronger. I think right now, uh,
Okay.
let's see, the elongation at break for our powder is 11%, and I
Yes. Okay.
think HP MJF is 25%.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
And
And your printer should be able to support pretty much everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
it takes so much. You have to like clean the whole printer, and you can't let the
Yes.
powders mix at all. So if
Yes.
we did do that, then we would, like, if we opened up another one, then we'd basically have to buy like another whole printer and sift.
Yes. How
But
much does it run you like on the, like you said you rented it out, and how much does it like cost in America to rent one of these out?
oh, to
Because we have to, because our universities pretty much have to buy it in whole, like they have to spend like a lot of money which they don't have, and I'm just curious what
for
all of this.
the powder?
No, for the printer, like you said you rented the printer, right?
Oh no, we didn't rent it. We purchased it for
Okay.
it came out to 60,000, I think.
Okay, I was under the impression that you rented it, because
Oh,
so you also, it can't be rented basically. You have to buy a printer.
I think that they have like a leasing program.
Leasing problem
Yep,
program. Yes, I
but
was
we
talking
didn't
about.
do that. We just bought it and then we were able to use a loan so that we could get the printer
Okay,
and then we're paying back the loan slowly.
okay, yeah, that also sounds great.
Yep,
It's same thing. Yes,
yeah. My brother
yes,
is like the finance and back end side
yeah.
of our company, so he runs a lot of the numbers and runs the website and stuff like
Make
that.
sure the
So
business is
like
flowing.
these
Okay,
3D printed slides here are printed with
okay.
MJF, and but that's printed out of town, or that's printed like from a third party. We'd rather be printing that ourselves,
Yes,
but we
okay,
just can't right
understood.
now because of the material. So I want to
Okay,
test this material, but the problem
yes.
is I'm not sure if because if it has too much flexion, then these two rails will start to spread apart. They'll separate from each other, and then this
Yes,
will
exactly.
jump off the rail.
Yes, exactly. That would create issues.
Yeah, because this,
And during operations won't happen if materials are not like not up to par.
yeah. So like that goes on that rail there.
Yeah, these mechanisms are is what I'm talking about. I'm like very interested in all of everything design related. So
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
I'm
So
excited
that's
about
another
it.
whole side of the
Yes,
business that we have the opportunity. And we can
yeah,
actually, like this grip here,
yeah.
if we could get this grip with, like, there's a whole face here,
Okay.
basically, that isn't completely needed.
Oh wow. Okay.
And, like, maybe not that large of a hole, but a little bit smaller than that. And then if we
Okay.
had an organic, like, thing in there going on, then,
Yes, yes. That's where the
yep,
forms functionality of the
yep.
fusion comes in.
We
I'll
can,
definitely be looking into that as well. That sounds really fun.
like, this is the grip right now that we sell, and it has,
Okay.
like, 3 pieces.
Okay. There is the evike.com like
This is like the
another.
Walmart of Airsoft.
Okay. Wow.
They sell
Okay.
everything.
Okay. Great. I
And
didn't know.
they're constantly adding more stuff. Like this stuff comes in by
Okay.
the day. Oh, it looks like they added our GoPro mount,
Okay.
so that's great. People will buy that. We offer Cerakote, so people can buy a lot of our stuff in different colors. These are
Okay.
all the products that we
And
sell.
Go mount, you just mentioned Go mount. So you also are working on things other than airsoft technology, like you
This
also
is for
creating.
Airsoft, this GoPro mount.
Okay, okay,
Uh,
okay, okay. I thought it was related to that Go camera, something or like that. I thought it was that.
yeah, GoPro, like for the, like a GoPro, like a
Okay,
action
GoPro,
camera.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Action camera. Okay,
Yep.
understood,
And then
understood.
this mount mounts it so that it sits on the top of this mask. It will sit right there.
Okay, wow. Okay,
Um, so it's just like a little cheap thing that we make, but we buy it from
yes.
China and it's super cheap for us to make, so we get a good margin on it.
Okay, okay, great, great.
Um,
Okay, so
yeah,
this
they're
all
they're
sounds
adding more
wonderful
of
to
our
me.
stuff. And eVic is really nice
Yeah.
because, well, let's say we like this slide. That's 3D printed.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
we're working with another company that he actually makes like the real version of this for a real Glock, and we
Okay.
remodeled
Wow.
it and made it for the airsoft version. So,
Okay.
uh,
Cool.
but I'm not sure how you are with design,
Uh
like
huh.
I guess ergonomic design, like styling, like
Styling. Yes.
yeah, like we put in these. They're called serrations, so that like your
Okay.
finger grips on that, and then uh,
Okay.
we sell one CNC'd slide right now that we cut ourselves. We buy like a stock slide and then we cut it out, and that
Okay.
is here. Oh no. Where does he have that? Here.
That's actually what I'm talking about. Like if I get attached to Taborsoft, then we can like look at all of this like with a more in a more open nature, because I won't have other responsibilities and
Yes, and I
it
think
will
that that
not
would
be
be great.
very.
I'm going to actually talk with
Yes,
my brother Renfield about that today.
yes,
Um,
that would be great.
so this
Let
is
me know
like
then.
the other
Okay,
aspect of our business is one of our friends has a CNC machine in his backyard, and so he does all the CAD work for.
okay.
Um,
Do ergonomics stuff. Okay, understood.
yeah. Like he does all the machining.
Okay, okay, understood. Machining. I actually use another. I have also learned this thing. Like I could. I have a certificate in this thing.
Oh,
CNC machining. So,
okay, very
yeah.
good. So maybe if you can familiarize yourself with our
Yes.
machine and all of our
This.
tooling.
Yes, and also Fusion, because we use a different softwares.
Yep,
Power Mill, I think.
yep. And then
But
right now we have a cloud set up for all of our
yeah.
tools, and
Okay. Well.
so we can. I don't touch any of
So
this too much.
one can work remotely on this as well. Like
Yes,
yes,
yep.
that
But
sounds great.
right now Grant, our friend Grant, likes to do all this work himself, so that he's more aware
Yes.
of like what tool is being used and all that stuff. Maybe
Yes,
down
because
the
it's
line, we could.
obviously it's his machine. Yeah,
Yep. Well, it's our
he
machine.
knows
It's
it.
TAPP Airsoft's
Okay.
machine, and he works for us.
Okay. 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 Understood. Understood.
Yep. But the reason why we focus so much on the adapters is because
Uh-huh.
that's our main form of income. We get the most amount of
Okay.
money from
Okay.
making
Understood.
these adapters because we can
Understood.
3D print like that adapter that I just made right now.
Yes.
Scanned, you
Yes.
CAD'd it or you turn it into a CAD. I modeled it,
Okay.
and then we'll print
Yeah.
this piece, and it will cost us maybe $10 to print. After
Oh
we put in,
wow.
yeah, after we put in all of the
Okay.
parts and everything, this
Okay.
adapter would cost us $50,
Wow.
$40,
Okay.
and then we'll sell it
Okay.
for $100.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
great. That's
So
yeah.
it's a very lucrative business. We like making these
Yes.
things.
Exactly. That sounds great. So I know. So if I get involved in your company, I know my future will be secure because
Yes,
yeah,
yes. Yeah.
you're making good profits.
Yeah, we
Yes.
want to, and all of us want to make more money, and so
Yes. Exactly.
it's good to surround
It's all
yourself
about.
around people that want to do the same thing.
Yes. Exactly. Capitalism. Yeah.
Yep. And your work has already just been super helpful.
Thanks a lot.
How is the price right now? Is that a reasonable thing? Because I'm gonna start thinking about like how much we can afford to pay you weekly and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So,
Hmm. Yes,
um,
it is reasonable because like it's really reasonable to me. Like obviously, I have my wedding coming up as well. So the
yes,
thing is, like the money you send me, they go do a lot of good in my life. So yeah,
yeah.
these are it's more than I'm very happy with the
Okay, good.
prices right now.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, good. And I like how you're so reasonable on things like this. Uh,
yes, yes.
that is encourages me to want to send you more stuff like that.
Yes, and I yes obviously because it didn't take a lot of time for me. Like I think an hour it took for
Okay.
each of these.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah,
And
yeah.
so something like that, I was already able to. I just printed it, but I still have to.
Okay,
Uh, oops, maybe it's not in here.
okay. And you have sent me those other things as well. I haven't gotten to them yet, but hopefully once everything
Yeah.
else is over, I will get
Yep.
to
And
this
then
and
those
realize
other two
better.
things,
Yes.
it's really the outside of the model and
Okay.
those holes that we mentioned are important.
Yeah, don't worry about it. As long
Okay.
as
Yeah, I trust
even
you.
a little bit of it is like captured in the scan, I'll be able to model it in.
Okay, cool. Like that
Yes.
that one that you just modeled here, then I was able
Yes.
to extend the base, so now we have a bigger opening to
Okay.
hold stuff,
Understood.
and that's exactly what our partner
Okay.
needed.
What's this used for, by the way? I didn't
That will go
understand
on
what's
the
the.
bottom of a Chris Vector.
Okay.
It's one of the guns that we have. This thing right here.
Okay.
See that little tab right there?
Uh-huh. Okay.
It
Okay.
will make it
Understood.
extend and be like way down here. And
Okay. Okay.
that's
Understood.
where the battery goes for this gun. So some guns will use
Okay.
batteries, and some guns will use
Okay.
air.
Batteries. Okay, so you've got like an electromagnetic option as well.
Well, not really electromagnetic, but just it like has a gearbox inside.
Okay, okay, okay. Understood. Understood.
This is another whole world of airsoft that is also,
Yeah,
uh,
that should be tackled. Yeah.
yeah, that in the future if we can. But the problem is you see like there's no 3D printed parts in here. This is
Yeah.
all like these need to be metal. These need to be certain materials. There's a lot of stress going on in here, and so
Yeah.
down the line,
Yeah.
like if we got a CNC machine, then we could definitely
Yeah.
do stuff like that. Uh, like this, it's such a simple clamshell design. There's just like two
Yes.
sides, and that retro arms sells this gearbox, I think for yeah like 150 bucks,
Wow. Okay.
and that's just two pieces of aluminum that is clamped
Yeah.
down and then cut out, and it might
Yes.
cost a
Exactly.
lot
It's
to
like
get it started and prototype, but once you start making it, you're banging these things out, making so much money.
yes. Exactly. America is a great place to have
Yeah,
business.
yeah,
Yeah. So and there are also I think the Biden administration just announced a subsidy for like I think it was for green industries though.
yeah,
But yeah, overall it's great to do business there.
yep. But yeah,
So
take a look on our Instagram. That's where we post the most. We're like
yeah,
even
I just
this,
found out.
we 3D print, which is the whole chassis for a sniper rifle,
Oh wow.
and
Okay.
so that's like a big project. And I had to make this. This is an old one, but I
Okay.
remodeled it so that it would fit a within our printer.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So
each
vertically,
piece,
okay, each piece.
yeah,
Okay.
has to have a minimum size, and then
Okay.
even like I made this
You interfaced it with
specific,
like
yeah,
bolts, I think.
specific cutout so that that piece actually fits into this
Fits.
one, so that
Okay.
it's called packing. So
Yeah.
so they
Okay.
all pack really close together and really nicely. So it's like
Okay.
we're designing around our production.
Yeah, that sounds great. Once I'm more involved with this thing, I can also maybe like
Yes,
learn packing as
and
well, because that will be
these are body
great.
kits. And
Yeah,
right now, what's super popular in airsoft are, and we need to get into it, is carbine kits.
carbine kits. Okay.
And so that's really, it's just like the shell and a gun will go into it. So right now this is the shell, and then you
Oh
can
wow,
see
and
they
it
put,
costs $145. Okay, great.
yeah, and well, yeah, it costs 145 bucks, but you can 3D print this whole thing with our printer, and it would look nice like that.
Yes, exactly.
And then
How
we
much
could
the like this worth like a ballpark figure? How much would this much material cost to 3D print, including
maybe
the electricity and everything cost?
so like this one I'm
Yeah.
able to, it's really layers, so
Uh-huh.
I was able to pack that all onto just one layer. So I didn't have to like
Yeah.
stack one magazine on top of the other one. I mean, one
Okay.
part on top of the other. And I
Okay. Wow.
think that it will come out to the same as this. Like it might
Okay.
be like that high. So that might
Okay.
be after you can see it's also skeletonized a lot. So we
Yes.
can reclaim a lot of that powder in there
Yes. Yes.
that's
Exactly.
missing. So this whole thing maybe cost us 30 bucks.
Oh wow. That sounds really good.
Yeah, and
Like
then
it's
we could sell a kit like this for $150.
wow.
So
That's
there's
really good
tons of
margins.
potential. There's tons and tons of
Yes.
potential. Um,
Yes. Exactly.
yeah, and if you were working for us full time, we could just give you projects.
Yeah, that sounds really good, and I can be more involved, like maybe every day on a video call as well, and we could
Yeah, yeah, we could
do
set up
live
even
discussions and
yeah like daily
do
or
elaborate designs.
yeah yeah
Yes,
like weekly calls or even every other day, whenever.
yes, that sounds
It would
great.
also be good to get our other team members up
Yes, on
on
board.
WhatsApp if we could create a group chat so that you can talk with the other guys that are designing things.
Wow, yes, that sounds great. I
Yeah.
always love the company of designers because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm very
So yeah,
much in
we've
love
got
with
one guy
this.
that does all the CNC work, and then I'm pretty much
Yes,
modeling all these other things. Our one friend
yes,
that works for us, Rayshawn, he's just like on top of hands-on things. He's so good at just like um,
I think you had a
creating
video up
projects.
on your website. The painting guy, are you
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about it?
That's
Yes.
the Cerakote, but like Rayshawn came up with this idea for this plate carrier that you don't even know that he would be carrying. like full protection plates, but he
Okay.
can uh, you'll have a full steel plate underneath this hoodie.
Okay,
And
wow.
yeah,
And
people
it's
are
really comfortable as well because
super
he's jumping around
comfortable.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, super comfortable. People are just going crazy for it.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
he does a lot of our YouTube videos,
Okay.
like a lot of our custom guns he's now
Yes.
building. So, and that was something that I was
And
doing, so
yes,
now I can focus more.
yes, the production quality of your videos is very high because they all look great, like,
Thank you.
made straight for TikTok and Instagram.
Yep.
So I think he's doing a pretty good job on that.
Yeah. And you can see a lot of these posts are going to be like old projects that I'm working on that uh, I just don't have a lot of time to work. Like this one here, I would like
Yeah.
to start working on this project again, but I don't have time to really sit down and focus on all the little
Yes.
aspects that need to be fixed on these kind of things. But people are super interested, and like this product here might cost us like around the same $50, $60 to make, but we could sell it for $150.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds great. And how much volume do you push out? Like,
Um,
if you have a number over there?
yeah, that's a good question. I don't
Yeah.
know that exactly,
Yeah,
but
that's your brother's department,
yes,
though.
yes, yeah. I just make it. I
Yeah.
don't sell it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We're the designers behind
yeah.
this thing. Yeah.
I think we try to get like at least I want to say 5 or 6 adapters sold a day would be super
Wow.
nice. Uh,
Yes, yes, that sounds so.
yeah,
So, like you are getting it at least 30 a month. Let's say
at least.
at least. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sounds
yeah, yeah,
great.
yeah. I think even more than that. The most popular one is you really just have to look at the airsoft market and see what people are using. And right now,
Yeah.
people use this high kappa the most. They use
Okay.
so this is our most sold one is the high kappa modular adapter. That's why it's
Okay.
like the on the like the top.
Okay. I actually didn't know anything about airsoft, but I've been getting
Yeah.
very interested in these things.
So
Yeah.
it would be here, high kappa.
Okay. It's a
So
separate
yeah,
tab.
so we sell all of our adapters, all of our slides. Here's like little accessory pieces that go for it. Our grips. We do
And these things, like you see here, like the one that costs 9.99, like these are also like I think they're also pretty. They have pretty good margins, right?
yes, extremely good margins.
Yeah,
Now
that
this is
sounds
actually made by another company, Waldo Customs, who's a good friend of ours that lives in the UK, and he just
okay.
does a really good job at marketing because
Okay,
like 10 different companies sell exactly the same part.
but getting it at the front page is pretty hard, but he
Yeah,
somehow
yeah, and
manages.
getting it like for people to want to buy that kind of thing is
Yeah,
they need a
needs a lot of work. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
this one right here is our probably our most sold. This is our moneymaker. This is what keeps bread on the table.
Wow. Okay.
Is this one right here.
Okay. Great.
So this it looks like this page needs to be cleaned up a little bit. We need some more
Okay.
photos and stuff.
Yeah, you have access to these tools as well. That sounds great.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This is where Renfield is doing a lot of the work is going to be the back end of the website. So he's going to be building the product and
Okay. Okay. Renfield's your elder brother, I think. Like
he's
your
my twin brother.
twin brother. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. We started this
Okay.
business and we're running strong.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see.
Yep. And
Mashallah.
so we're not afraid to expand.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
want to hire people. We want to get more
Yes,
uh,
exactly. Getting
partners.
comfortable at like a single income source, or like getting comfortable where you are right now, that's like the end of business. Like
Yeah. Yeah. No,
the
you never
businessmen
settle.
don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
you
always have to
shouldn't have
keep
that.
growing.
Like,
Yeah.
yes, settling is not an option. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
Okay.
And so then here's all of the orders that are coming
And
in.
how soon can you like ship these out? Like you use
We
standard
actually have
shipping?
a process set up on our website, so when someone makes a purchase for something that's 3D printed, we'll send them an
Okay.
email and we'll say, thank you for your purchase. Your adapter's
Okay.
3D printing. We'll have it shipped out in 1 to 2 days or 2 to 3
Okay.
days.
Wow.
So
Okay.
what we would do is the order comes in, and then
Uh-huh.
I see all the 3D printed ones. I get all the models, pack it up,
Okay.
throw it into the printer, and then the next
Okay.
day we clean it, spray it, assemble it, and then ship it.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Uh,
Great.
that's what we're trying to do. Right now,
Yes.
we're still getting the ball rolling. There's a couple things that we 3D print, and there's a couple things that are full like our old product.
Yeah, yeah, right. So
Well,
yeah, this all of this sounds really great to be working with.
yeah,
If
yeah, yeah,
you could,
yeah.
if they
I'm
get on
gonna,
board, yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna talk to Renfield, and then maybe later
sounds great.
this week or next week we can get on another call, because it would be good if you knew everybody.
Great,
And
great. Yes, I'm
yes,
I'm ready to
yeah,
give a proper interview if needed.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sounds great.
Um,
Yeah,
well, it's funny because even when I talk to Renfield, he just tells me, he's like, oh, so you could just have Khushal do that? I'm like, Khushal could
yeah,
model that? I'm like, yeah, he could, but he just doesn't yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I have like
Yeah,
other
I told him.
responsibilities.
I told
Other
him like your thesis. You're very busy
yeah,
with other things. You've got a wedding coming up, and a wedding honestly is what's making me so busy as well. So
yeah.
I
And
can.
most of the time, though, I have like this. I also am a lecturer at my university, so like most of the time, grading students' assignments and things like that take a lot of time. So
Oh
if
yes,
I could like if I could get on board with you guys, then I could just let that go, and
just work for
it will
us.
be yes, just work
Work
for
from
you.
home.
So yes, exactly, and that will be like more efficient and faster. Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. I agree. I agree, completely.
exactly.
So let's. I don't know if you want to review one of those. Uh, like just review this call and how the adapters are made, and then what I can do is I can send you a step file of
Okay.
like this,
Okay. Yeah. Great.
and something else that hasn't been made yet, and then maybe you can just give it a
Yes.
go. It
Great.
doesn't have to be perfect, just to show that you know the concepts.
Yes. Great. Great.
Um,
So I'll have this recording to for reference,
yes,
and
and I'm gonna
I
upload this recording right now and send
yes.
it. So
Great.
here's a good one. I think this is the
Yeah.
first one that you've ever made for us,
Okay. Okay.
TMP226,
Okay.
and uh, yeah, it's ready to.
Yeah. I can like review make one that one first, and then I can hop on this one. And this sounds great. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So
Uh,
whenever you want, no
yeah.
rush, but I'm going to
Okay.
send you this one that we made, and I'm going to
Okay.
send you this one, and then you can just, and I'll send you all the other parts that you need, and then you can just
Okay.
try
Great.
putting it together, see how it goes.
Great. Yeah. Like upload a new folder. Maybe name it learning in
Y-
Khushal Kid,
yep,
and
yep, yep. I'm
I'll
going to do all that. Great. Well, it
great.
was great
Great.
talking to you, Kushal, and
Great. Thanks so much, Aaron.
uh,
And please give it a thought, okay? Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Give the hiring thing a thought if you have time. Yeah.
Oh, yes, we've
Yeah.
already been
Okay.
thinking about that for sure.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm going to
Okay.
talk to my brother after I upload this YouTube video.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Aaron.
All right, great.
Kindly send the link as well. Okay. Great.
Yes,
Great talking
yes.
to you.
Yep, yep, great, great.
Okay.
Have a day, have a great
Okay.
day, or have a good night.
Have a great day. Yeah. Yeah. Have a great day.
All
Have
right.
a good night. Yeah.
Yep. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Pakistan. He is 10 hours ahead of us. So it's 7:45.